Hey friends, how's it going? My name is Ren, and welcome back to another episode of Games Built in Public. We're back on DeckTown with Emil, who's here to give us an update on his game. Emil, please tell us what's new in DeckTown.
Oh, well, yeah, so I've been working for another week since the last last recording, and I made some updates. I think the most noticeable update is that I've changed the theme of the game. So in the previous episode, it was a kind of generic city builder with a medieval slash fantasy vibe to it or to buildings, and that worked well. But let's be honest, it's been done to death. So it's not super interesting, and that was something I was thinking about during the week. That um, it's not enough that the mechanics might be interesting. Their theme also needs to be interesting. So uh, I played around a bit with some sprites to see what could work well, and I kind of fell in love with the idea of, instead of making a fantasy medieval village, you make a mushroom village filled with shroomers, which are the name for the new villagers. So as you can see, I recolored and remade a lot of the assets. I mean, this is likely still not the final assets I will use, but it gives an idea of the game. So instead of having like this spruce forest as I had previously, now we have the like Nordic blueberries bushes that you can chop down to get the wood, and instead of building like a wood shopper, the old wood shopper building, we have the new one, which is basically the roof is filled with mushrooms to make it kind of feel more interesting. And of course, we have like remade a lot of the sprites as well. So for example, we have the shroomers, which instead of villagers, which I think it gives it more of a unique style. That's interesting.
That's
Um,
fantastic. That's wonderful. Like I like that the theme came organically to you, and I really like the mushroom cap on top of the windmill. That's adorable.
yeah, I like it as well. I mean, it gives it more something more unique to look at.
Hmm.
And when designing new buildings, I don't just need to look at, oh, what's like uh, if I make a smithy building, for example, I don't just look at, oh, okay, generic smithy buildings. I can also look into, okay, what would be an interesting mushroom to combine this with.
Mm. Yes, very good, very good. Yeah, and I do believe it does add more personality to the game. Having a centralized theme that you can build around can definitely uh, shape the narrative and also shape the art style of the game as well.
Uh, yeah, so this is another mechanic I reworked significantly since last time. So as I was discussing in the last video, I was not completely happy with the progression system. It basically, you just have these research cards, and you, like, when you play them, you got buildings and you didn't really have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to rework it. So currently, obviously, I only have one choice, but um, as we can see in the top right here, we have like the next advancement. It's like a counter, like UI of this obviously need to be updated, but now every 5 to 10 turns, the player gets a new advancement, and the new advancement gives the player the cards. In this case, only one card in the beginning, but later
Mm-hmm.
on, you get like multiple cards that you can choose from, and that gives the player a choice of like what do they want to add to their deck. So in this case, like, we get the research card that just gives a bunch of cards. Like, we have the similar thing with buildings that are required to for it to be able to be built.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as a general general mechanic, this gives it gives the player more options whenever they want to add cards. This advancement thing also allows sometimes it allows the player to remove cards. So instead of adding cards, they might want to remove cards because otherwise the hand would be bloated. And that's also like one of the challenges with building a card-based game is that you want, when the player draws cards, you want as many cards as possible to be viable options for the player. So if the player, for example, gets something that they never want to use, give them an option to remove that at some points to not bloat their hands too much.
Excellent. Wonderful. Fantastic, Emil. Things are coming along extremely well. You love to see it. It's great to see that you've made so much progress in just a week, and especially while you're traveling as well. So this is excellent work, top notch. I'm really looking forward to seeing the game in its final form, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. So I'm traveling to currently traveling to Sweden, which like doing when you do the development, especially if you do it in a very strict time frame. So in this case, a month. Like you need to. I mean, you need to also like have a life around that and like doing traveling and stuff. That's kind of what's on my summer plans. So it's definitely changed things up when you need to like change what equipment you use for development, and you can't do it in like the standard way. You need to kind of adapt to different different situations, especially during summer times. When a lot of things is happening.
Yes, and of course you managed to find a time and a setup in order to do this interview with me as well. This update video, yes.
So, actually I have another update I want to talk about because I think it's important. Oh yeah, here, by the way, here you can see like the able to choose your cards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so talking about resources, I think that's interesting for like a resource management game. So last time I had like 5 different resources up here, and I decided to remove almost all of them until to the like 3 resources that actually mattered. So the food is like the same as previously. It's like the main resource that you need to manage to not like make your village die because it consumes food each time. But for the other resources, I think in many scenarios less is more, especially in a game like this, because if you have too many resources, it's the same as talking about the cards. So we want all of the cards to be an option that's viable for the player. And if you have a lot of cards, especially towards the end where you have cards that gives a lot of different resources, in that case, if it's the card gives a resource that you do not need, in that case, it becomes not a meaningful decision for the player to play, because it's like I don't need to bid this resource because I don't need to use it for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, kind of trying to reduce it to a level that's makes like I can still have cards that give resources, but maybe they give them in different ways, and that's the option. So if I have a card that removes the forest and gives some of the resource, okay, that's an option. It have less forest, and forest might be useful to build buildings because they might need forests around them to be built. Or have another resource that gives the resource, but maybe also adds other cards to the deck that you want to get rid of in that case. So then the option become, okay, I will need resource, and it's the same resource, but I can do it in different ways, and they have different trade-offs, and I think that's important. So trying to like, and it's also in the style of minimizing stuff, especially when you're building like a simplistic game, and this is definitely what like I'm aiming towards, a simplistic game, not simple, but not complicated in having too many mechanics. So like looking into reducing like resources and balancing the game for that has been something I've been working on during the week.
Oh yes, definitely. Keeping a minimalistic scope can definitely help with those like managing the game economy and balancing the game mechanics as well. And I do believe like introducing that sort of mechanic, which creates that kind of impactful decisions that the players will have to make, will make the replayability and value the fun, I guess, of the game more. It'll make it stronger, essentially. That more people will be willing to want to replay to say, oh, what if I use this resource instead, or this choice, or change their decisions or play it in a different style.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want the player to have a lot of options, but you want the options to be viable. That's kind of the goal.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes. All right, Emil, that was a fantastic update. Wonderful to see the progress. Really looking forward to the next update video, hopefully in a week, possibly, potentially. And yeah, this was lovely as usual. Thanks for giving us this update.
Thank you.
And for those watching at home, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates on DeckTown and what Emil will be working on going forward. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye.